Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk in this reply speech about three main points of the debate, and the last point, the fourth point, would be the answer to the question, who is actually the independent woman? But firstly, let's talk about what the opposition has told us when they said that just because you are alive doesn't mean you live. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on side proposition today, we say that if you're not alive, you stand no chance of living at all. So at that point, let's ask ourselves the first question of this debate. What is life? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we say life means breathing. We say life means talking. We say life means being. They say that life is when you are happy, when you feel good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who says you cannot be a child and feel good? Who says that a mother cannot actually love her child after she sees him? Who says that a mother cannot change her mind because at first, yes, she was scared, but then she decided to be responsible? We say that a life ends when you kill it. We say that if you choose to abort, that means you choose murder. And that is the point when the life ends. Not in the point you might be sent to a foster home, not in the point you actually give birth to a child. Let's see. If we have a life of a baby stop, then we say you commit 2 murders at once. You murder the soul of the mother because she will be forced to live with the trauma, and you kill the baby, so you stop its life. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we choose not to commit murder, and that means banning abortion. Now, let's talk about the freedom of choice. The freedom of choice that the opposition chose to be so powerful about it. Well, we're going to talk about your choice to have sex. And at this point, they've told us that rape enters this category. We say it doesn't. But because at that point, when the sex is non-consensual, you do not consent to any kind of your action and your freedoms are taken away. And also, we've told you clearly that we consider consensual sex at the point in which you deny any kind of measures of protection to yourself, that you consent to pregnancy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, at that point, you shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion if you consent to pregnancy. Now, let's talk about the choice to kill and how the society will regard the mother. You have the choice to kill, and they tell us that the society would look better on you. The society will actually approve that you killed a life. We say, ladies and gentlemen, the society will actually support a mother that wants her child, will support a mother who decides to raise it and send it to school. And the last point, I've already told you, it's the choice of not to have safe sex. If you make that choice, you should live with the consequences. You shouldn't kill a life just because you chose at some point not to read the prescription, not to have safe sex. Now, let me go to the third question. When do we end these freedoms? Who actually suffers in this case? And we have the trauma of the mother of killing her child. We have the children being stripped of his freedom because the mother chose to kill him. And we have the trauma of the father, they say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at that point, if the father does not want to have any kind of thing to do with that child, then he shouldn't. Because we don't care about that at this point. We only care about preserving life and agreeing to life. And at this point, we say legalize life, ladies and gentlemen. Now, at the last question and the most funny part of this debate is, who is the independent woman? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're telling you that the independent woman is the independent woman who lives her life, who gives life, and who supports life. And also, we say that an independent woman is a woman who knows how to protect the life, how to protect her image, and how to protect herself. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, please legalize life and ban abortion. Thank you.